And welcome back. I've got some changes today. You're going to see some stuff over there. We'll have a look at that a little bit later in the video. Today we're going to get these birds in anyway, but I'm going to show you what I've been up to because I've been a little bit busy today. Got a few things done, had a bit of free time and finally started making some decisions on what we're going to do. I might bring these birds down. They've been up for about 45 minutes and I want to bring them in so I can get this video done and I can go in because I'm cooking a roast at the moment, so I'm kind of a bit limited for time. Got two in here already. We've got that one. I haven't really been letting him out much because he sort of just sits on the roof, but he's alive, so we'll see how he goes. He might move into the foster section, this one. You know, I'm pretty sure it's a cockbird, so we could utilize some extra cockbirds, and that's definitely a cock, so I don't know why the big Vanderbilt there's crying around. Don't know what's going on there. And I've just got one pair out at the moment to cruise around the floor, you know, have little packets of minerals and all that kind of stuff. We'll have a look at the breeders at the moment. Not too much going on in here. So I think they're coming now. We'll get to the breeders in a minute. Mum! Yeah, Mum! Mum! Come on, you guys. There's still that last little group that... What are you doing? You know how to use those traps? You've just been silly now. Mum! Up here they come. Right, what I might do is just open up this door because I've got their food ready to go. Come on. Oh, you silly pigeons. I don't know what they're doing with that trap today. I think that's all of them. Their food's ready to go. I've been in here, gave it a bit of a clean out anyway, but we'll go back over to the breeding section and just give you a little bit of update on that. We're sort of, you know, just dabbling with a couple of pairs at the moment, not really super serious on anything. This is our main pair we got going down, which is the red checker and the white flight blue bar hen. And we've also got Leon Storm up here and here as well. So basically these shouldn't be too far away from laying again. When they lay, hopefully it'll line up with this pair, which is these two over the back here, and then we can slip those eggs in under there, and we might even let them go down on another set. So realistically we'll have 6 eggs going from the one pair, and I'm trying to do the same here as well. These ones will lay again soon. Hopefully that lines up with Leo and Storm, because they are back together again. We may do a couple of rounds from them. We may do 3 rounds from her and then just sit her aside, give her a little bit of a break, and then we may look at pairing her up with another cockbird later on. But I will show you later on this video, probably very soon, what I've been working on to sort of really help this fostering breeding section. So what I've been doing over the back is basically going to free up these 2 sections to potentially come perches again. So how these first 2 sections are, these 2 sections will most likely look like that as well. So they'll both have about 40 perches in each. Probably even a little bit more actually, and then we've obviously got heaps of perches out here when they come out, so we'll be able to fit. Realistically, I'm going to try and get 30 birds in every section come race day. This year we only started with 28, but this coming season I'd really like to have, you know, 25 to 35 in each one section, so anywhere between that and 80 to 120 birds ready to go for the season. So that's what I'm working on, but yeah, we'll see how we go with that. Depends on how many we lose. But these sections shortly will get a bit of a refurbish, a bit of a paint and good old tidy up. Which cockbird is that one? I tried to pair you up with that hen the other day and you weren't even interested. Now you are? That's Titan, son. Oh, these birds, I tell you. I would say him and that hen there, we might try and pair them up again. Looks like they're showing a little bit of interest. Still going, so we might try and pair them up and float some Leon Storm eggs under them. They might be the third pair. We might try and slip them back into this little box here. So Leon Storm and red checker blue bar eggs all down that side. So we'll see how that works, but so far working pretty well on this side. Just need to get this side going. I'd say in another 4 to 6 weeks the birds will go crazy come breeding time. So that's kind of why I'm sort of working on these other side projects over here as well. So these birds, not doing too much at the moment, just trying to keep them loft lying for at least half an hour to 45 minutes a day, just to keep them fitness in the 2 10k birds that we've got, which is a couple of weeks away. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm not really interested in doing any more tosses. We'll just try and maintain the birds that we got here. We'll keep some of them for racing next season. I don't think we'll breed off too many of these. There's a couple of hens in here we might. Just obviously these 2 hens though, back getting a bit excited. But let's go and have a little look outside. And obviously we've got these as well. I am going to break these 2 in shortly. I just sort of haven't had a lot of time lately, so I've just been doing what I can. Best Kettle hen though, we won't break her in. We need to get a few rounds out of her first. But these 2 definitely are loft flying. They will be very soon. Now that we've got them back over here and we have them both done their PMV and rotor injection, so they're done. Which might be this weekend actually. Got a fair bit of rain coming, so I might even just get them out on the weekend. Start getting them back up in the trap. They have been up in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've been up to today, apart from cleaning all that, flying the birds. You'll notice the little loft has been moved. So today what I've done is I've moved it out of this section into here. And you will see that I've been working on something else over here as well. So yeah, this mainly is going to be 2 different breeding sections. So this one, we've got all our little nest boxes in there. What I've done is I just put in, roughly screwed that on there for now, enough to get her through the rain over the next few days. I don't think we're going to get much rain because normally the weather comes in this way. So we'll see. We're pretty protected behind the shed here, but we'll see how we go with that. I've got to get in here and give this one a bit of a clean. I just dragged it around before with the car. So this, what I'm thinking about doing is giving it a good tidy up, and then putting in all my pairs in here that we are going to breed to float the eggs off, so we can free up all the sections in there to put young birds in. So that loft there will become 100% just racing and flying loft, which is pretty good, which will give us that, 80 to 120 birds hopefully. So we'll get to that when we do, but this is where the plan's going. So obviously our pairs will come into here that we want to rotate, so we might just have the cockbirds in here, and then we'll just rotate the hens through, a couple of rounds of babies out, and then move the hens out, and then we'll move the eggs into here. But enough talking about that one. Let's get to what I've been doing over here. So we are going to talk about this one. I've been and ahhing about what I'm going to do. Basically, I do have a lot of space here, but I'm kind of limited with a building envelope to where I can build. Even that one's kind of on the boundary of it. I am looking at changing the envelope, because at the moment it goes really long ways that way, and sort of goes to the front of the property. I am planning on changing it eventually to run all the way back down, so we can have all buildings in the backyard. Basically, building envelope is just a perimeter area where you can build in. So I wouldn't mind extending it all the way down the back, because I do plan at some point in building a bigger pigeon loft, and that will need the envelope change anyway. So this is more of a temporary cheap fix. So what I've done, I've so far got the framing up. Probably as far as I'm going to get today. I'd say, no rush, but over the next few weeks we'll sort of work on this project. This is pretty big. It's not a little one when you look at the size of that to this. This is going to be a cross between all the lofts. So if you do remember, we had the high flyers one, which was similar setup to this. So this loft is going to be directly onto a sand base, so I'm going to bring some sand in to fill this up. I've got quite a few sand piles around. I've actually built this up a bit. You can see it's kind of the timbers up off the ground, so I'm going to bring the sand in, put it on top of this. This is to stop the foxes and that coming through. I've got like double wire through most of it, and then a little bit on the outside as well. So we'll just go through the plan from now. This mainly will be a foster loft. For now, I might just buy or try and get a whole bunch of free pairs. People that are getting rid of birds and might not want it, I'm going to obviously have to buy some. So basically, we'll just buy birds, put them in here, and as our eggs are ready from in here, we'll just bring them over and foster them into here. So this will be the main door in, so it's going to be a pretty big door. So opening it, coming in. This is another wall, so we've got two sections, so we can split the cocks and the hens up, and then we can introduce them together. So again, here we're going to have a sliding door like in the other lofts, which will slide open and shut. Both are going to have perches. All these walls are going to be closed in, and I've got to get on, do a bit more framing for the roof as well. And we'll have most likely nest boxes over here. And at this point, when we open up this door, we'll probably have nest boxes either here, or I might close in this whole back wall with nest boxes. That's why I've kind of finished the wire just here. So I finished it here. So if I do want that section there all the way across, probably, you know, maybe a foot off the ground will be all nest boxes, and most of the nest boxes will be down here. I reckon we can fit in here probably anywhere from 30 to 40 nest boxes. This is a pretty big loft, so we could potentially have up to 36 to 40 pairs, so up to 80 birds in this loft, which it will handle quite well because it is a big loft. It's nearly the same size as this one over here. But the other thing I think about doing eventually, it's just a crazy idea, is this loft here will just be full of colors. So this will be full of tiger grizzles and whatever else, whites as well. So I will eventually push out all the other birds in here that we've used for fosterers and just bring in all the tiger grizzles and things like that. As we breed them, we can just mass produce them. I am thinking about putting on a similar entry landing board and an entry into here like the other one, so that we can actually loft fly all the birds that are in here. And if we want, we could potentially race from this loft as well if we ever decided that we, for any reason, we could have two lofts going at the same time, because we can do that in our federation. Not that I really want to, it's a lot of work, but you know, we could bring birds over as spares or whatever, but at least we could have 30 to 40 pairs of tiger grizzles in here, and whites and barless out loft flying all by themselves. Keep them completely separate from the race birds, but also utilizing them as foster birds as well, so we can really pump out a race team in 1 or 2 rounds and basically be done in under 2 months, which is what I really want when race teams. So yeah, we'll see how we go. It's a pretty big project, but we will get there. I've just done all this today, and yeah, we'll see how we go. So we basically cladded up to here, and these 2 panels here will be open so that we can look through, check on the birds, and we come into this other section as well, see how they're all going. And I'll probably put some 1 or 2 skylights either side, so these are pretty lit up, these areas. But yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I think we can really pump out a lot of birds with this. And it's, like I said, it's just a temporary cheap fix, although it's not like super cheap, but it's cheaper than building a full big loft at this point in time. But I do have some pretty good ideas for that. But this is just a mass production facility. Basically, we can pump out as many birds as we want, and this is kind of gives us the option. We've gone from this little 8 nest box one, and then we can go over to like 30 to 40 nest boxes over here, and have quite a few birds in there just pumping out babies any time of the year, whenever we want. Like if we want to breed some tiger grizzles, we can. If we want to breed some for one lofts, we can do that pretty quickly with this setup. So I'm pretty excited. I think you know, it's going to do the job, and having the option of loft flying the birds as well is going to be really cool, because we can have a 30 to 40, whatever, 80 birds flying around But yeah, stay tuned. Over the next few weeks we're going to continue to work on this, but I think it's come along pretty well. So that's good. Those two are just mating anyway, but hopefully you get a good idea now. What I've been trying to talk about over the last few weeks is I definitely want to free these two sections up. I plan on, potentially doing widowhood, things like that, but didn't really sort of work out the way I wanted. And then I thought, well, maybe we'll use these sections for breeding like we are, but given this year's been the way it is, we definitely need more numbers. So what we've done is definitely going to help us in that direction, so we can utilize these in 2 perched areas, which won't take too much of setting up anyway. I've got enough perches for here, and then we just got to probably make it a little bit more for this section. So yeah, get ready, we're prepping up for a big next year, so stay tuned. And I'll leave these two in peace. They're obviously busy. Catch you later.